kind of reborn again when you do a theater at the Atlantic and you're realizing why you got into it in the first place.
It's a little different. It feels experimental.
It's edgy, yet I feel safe. That's a beautiful marriage in theater.
It was a dream situation for a playwright.
To me, the Atlantic is all about integrity and bravery and challenging the audience.
I think the first play I saw there had something that had a higher element.
It was the first play that I ever did where that was the main event. That was the exciting thing, as opposed to, no, they have terrible margaritas there. We're not going there tonight.
Atlantic was one of those places that always did interesting work in a way that I wanted to go seek it out.
They really had a true company with a true vision.
And I remember the early days with Mason, Flick and Clark, and Zippy Ziegler, working 18-hour days.
In both a literal and sort of metaphorical sense, the Atlantic was my first home in New York.
We moved into the space in the fall of 1991, and that was really just as Chelsea was kind of starting to explode.
We went from a group of people that were meeting in each other's apartments and teaching classes here and there and running all over the city, and this space gave us a home.
I think the first interesting thing about being at the Atlantic Theater spatially, it's kind of great to be in a church.
I mean, there's nothing like seeing Spring Awakening and seeing like kids like banging each other and you're in a church, you know. So I kind of love that part of it, being an ex-Catholic.
I remember the first day that we walked into that theater, it just felt like this was it. This was it. This was the moment that we started our show.
Oh my gosh, this space was delivered to this play.
It feels like this real piece of New York with the brick, and it's so warm.
It's uniquely beautiful.
And the tension between what felt like a space that was both intimate and kind of epic, sitting in this converted church, struck me as being exactly what I think theatre ought to be.
It's very intimate, you know, in more ways than one, you know. I mean, when they had the bathrooms and you had to walk across the stage.
The fact that you don't have to go past the stage to go to the bathroom is probably the greatest single achievement the theater could have made.
I understand that there's a nice new bar downstairs, which I suggested to Jeff Lawson that we call the Charlie Sheen bar. I thought maybe a picture of Charlie hanging behind the bar, or since it is a bar, a picture of Charlie reclining nude.
The balance between the space of the stage and the space of the house is sort of equalized.
Everything is so present. You're so completely exposed.
There is a palpable feeling of communion with the people that are in the audience.
I was so worried with the construction that it was going to lose that. My heart was beating and I was going, oh, what's it going to be like? You still feel like the play is just being shown to you.
The renovation it's sort of an act of love for the space and also an act of love in terms of both for the artists and the patrons and the audience and the community that supports the Atlantic.
I got a letter in the mail asking to donate to the renovation of the theater. It was with such joy and pride and gratefulness that I wrote a check using money that I'd earned as an actor, which I swear to you is only because I went to the Atlantic.
These people care about theater.
And that's infectious.
It never stopped being inspiring.
This is what theater's all about.
I think the spirit of the Atlantic just is like anything goes, can do.
I love Atlantic. I really do.
Oh, that's beautiful.